What's up, guys? This is Rob Robbie, and I'm coming to you here for the Justice League review. Before I begin, you will like, subscribe, and share my video. Oh man, everybody wants to be the king. Anyway, this is my review of the new Justice League movie, and I am going to give you a breakdown, starting first with my overall thoughts, and then I'm going to talk about a character-by-character analysis. So let's get started. Alright, this movie was a culmination of all of the Detective Comics Extended Universe movies thus far. That includes Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman. With that being said, we get a great homage to the different worlds dreamed up in some of the earlier movies. Though some of the worlds should have had a better build-up, they nevertheless are very interesting in this one, and we get to explore more of them, and I'm guessing that we'll get to explore them even further in upcoming films. However, not spoiling anything, I think if you've seen Lord of the Rings, you'll recognize themes that were lifted wholly from that movie, almost to the point of kind of a Sword of Shannara, but the rip-off elements are pretty obvious and kind of bad.
One ring to bring them all, and in the darkness find them.
I mean, Aquaman looks exactly like a Lord of the Rings character. As far as the tone of this movie, it's not as doom and gloom as the film's predecessors. Specifically the tone of the first and second acts. They're really well done. We get a sense of imminent danger, but the world isn't dark and depressing like the other films have been. However, by the third act, I think the movie gets a bit too cartoony. Not in a Saturday morning cartoon kind of way, but in a way that's losing all of its grounding in the real world. I think that happens because you need a slow build-up to get into cosmic elements, preferably over several movies, especially since DC superheroes are so larger than life. And outside of Batman and Cyborg, the rest of them are hard to ground in reality, and this is kind of evident in this movie. Although this version of Batman isn't very grounded in reality because we give him all of his gadgets and toys that he has from the comic books. Notwithstanding, this movie fixed a lot of mistakes made in the previous DC films, not named Wonder Woman. In the DC movies thus far, it seems like there was a lot of things that need to be explained and that weren't. And there was a lot of jumping around. It felt as if you had to do your homework by reading the comics beforehand just to understand the movies. Obviously, this shouldn't be the case. Justice League gets a lot of points in my book because it was very coherent, although there were still moments that needed more explanation. As far as a character-by-character analysis is concerned, I'll start from best to worst. Wonder Woman. It's obvious at this point that Wonder Woman is their best property. She's the most well-rounded character in the DC movieverse, though I worry about future Wonder Woman films because they've already gotten to the point of making her insanely strong so early on in the franchise. Nevertheless, she's the glue that holds this movie together. Cyborg. Cyborg's introduction was outstanding. He's a character that I instantly wanted to know more about. He had this ominous presence, and kudos to the actor who did a phenomenal job portraying the character in a way that was both human and robotic in his mannerisms. So I think that he ends up being this character that's very complex, although I think that they lost some of that momentum with his character in the third act. Aquaman. This character in itself was cool, though I felt like the movie doesn't do enough to explain why he's even that helpful. As a person that doesn't follow the Aquaman comics, I gathered that he's strong and that he's really good at stabbing people with his trident. Also, do all of his people hold their breaths when they're underwater? Because I felt like that's not explained, and it looks really, really uncomfortable for the actors and actresses on screen. Batman. Ben Affleck is a great Batman, and he's also a great Bruce Wayne, although I'm not sold on his bat suit. It looks very CGI to me, and it just looks like they put way too much rubber in it. He looks like a ball bouncing around, like a giant black rubber band ball. I don't know. Anyways, Batman in this movie is cool, but it's pretty clear how useless he is in most of the battles. The Flash. I hated this take on The Flash, and it was for reasons that I've outlined in previous movie reviews. The Flash is an overpowered character that's gonna get watered down in television and film. It's clear they didn't want to unleash his true power, so I don't know why they even put him in this movie. Also, I wasn't sold on the actor who played the Flash. Maybe it's the script, I don't know. To sum it all up, Justice League was pretty good. Overall, I'd give it a 7 out of 10. I definitely recommend it. It does a good job changing the tone of the previous DC movies, as I mentioned earlier. But the one thing it did lack was that feeling of fun that we get from action movies. Other than that, it's definitely a must-see. Good, not great. So 7 out of 10. Alright, that's my review. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. This is Rob Robbie. And now it's time for me to start watching The Punisher. Peace. Wow.